Hello everybody, just going through the next page of these questions. Let's see how we go. So to start off, my bank account's overdrawn, has a balance of minus 13. I get paid $254.60. How much do I have? Well, first up, because we're minus 13, which means we are 13 below zero, we need to take that away from the $254.60 because that's how much it will take us to get to the 0 point. So I just do subtraction. 0 take 0, 6 take 6, 4 take 1, 5 take 4, 2. So once we take off the $13, like we put that into the account, we'll be at $0. And then we'll have $241.60 left. So you add that on top of your zero, and you'll get $241.60. All right, the next one's maybe a little bit trickier. I guess it just depends on what you're allowed to use. So, if you were allowed to use a calculator, a very easy thing that you're able to do, as I just get my calculator ready, will be to just simply divide the fractions, numerator divided by denominator, and then that gets you a number. 2 divided by 3, and then you can multiply by 100 to get you a percentage, if that is a little bit unclear to read. So it'll be 66.6. So if this is my 0 point and this is my 100, 66.6 wherever you estimate that would be, which of course will be 2/3 of the way along. And then you would do the same for all the other ones as well. 7 divided by 12 times 100. So this one will be a little bit closer to the 0 than what that first one would be. So you could just do this for all of them. That would be very easy. Now, if you don't have a calculator, what you probably should do at the start is try to make them all like terms, as we would say in high school, which really just means you're getting the same denominator, comparing apples with apples. So the biggest one we've got is twelfths. We've got sixths and thirds, which 6 and 3 are factors of 12. So we only really need to just multiply the denominators of the other ones to get them all to be out of 12. That is one such thing that we could do, and then it'll be very clear to see the order that they all go in. If you wish to keep them as they are, you can also do that. I'll go both ways. So for the first one, I'll make them all out of 12. So because this is a 3, I need to multiply that by 4 to get it out of 12. 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times 4 equals 8. 8 twelfths is the first one. This one's already out of 12, that's fine. This one I've got to multiply by 2. Will get me 2 out of 12. 2 twelfths. This one I've got to multiply by 4. Same as the first one. 3 times 4 is 12. 4 times 1 is 4. And then this one is the same as the one in the middle. I just need to double that. Multiply by 2. And that will get me 10 out of 12. So obviously going from left to right, starting with the small one, you're going to have 2 twelfths, then 4 twelfths, and 7 twelfths, and 8 twelfths, and 10 twelfths. That's going to be the order that they will go in. But to actually get them in the right position, that can seem a little bit harder. But I've got myself these 2 little pieces of scrap paper to sort of help me. So if I mark out thirds, okay, something like this. Do you see how where I've put the green pieces of paper? There's my first third. So I'd say right where that green paper is, that's 1/3. Where the second one is, that's 2/3. Okay? Hopefully that is clear enough. Now, 2/3 is this one here. So that's where that one will go. So I'll write that one in red. 2/3 goes here. Remember, this is only just sort of rough. You're just trying to make these to all be the same width. Okay, so if I say this is a third down here, as we know, I'll leave that in blue. Okay, so continuing on. So that's how you get thirds. To get sixths, you just need to cut those thirds in half. So that would be 1/6, 2/6, 3/6 will be in the middle of the whole thing. 4/6 is 2/3. 5/6 will be over here. And then if you want to get 12ths, because for example one of the answers in 12ths, all you need to do is cut in those 6 in halves again. Now this time I'll go in green. So that is 1/12, 2/12, 3/12, 4/12, 5/12, 6/12, 7/12, 8/12, 9/12, 10/12, 11/12, and obviously at the end will be 12/12. Now that I've got all the values of all of these, it'll be very easy for me to chuck the numbers straight in there. So I've already done 2/3. 7/12 will be this one over here. 7/12. 1/6 will be over here. 2/12. 1/6. 1/3 will be this one over here. 1/3. I'll just circle that one. And the last one, 5/6. Here, 5/6. Should be easy enough. Next one is even easier because you've got easier numbers, 2, 4, and 8. So I'll put my little marker here. I want to cut it in half. Something like that is about half. So that's the halfway mark. Okay, direct where that blue line is. Half of the halfway mark is going to be 1/4. And halfway between a half and the end will be 3/4. Should be easy enough so far. So let's just put in the ones that we can so far. A half will be in here. Done. We'll leave the 8ths ones for the time being. 1/4 be over here. Done. 3/4, this one over here. 3/4. Done. Now, I'll tick the wrong one, sorry. I'm supposed to tick that one. 5/8. An 1/8 is half of 1/4. Now this here is 1/4. So in between will be 8ths. 4/8 is the same as a half. There's our 5/8. And last one, 1/8. Again, an 1/8 is half of what 1/4 is. So there will be 1/8. You should be able to know that an 1/8 is half of what 1/4 is, because it's the same thing as 1/4 compared to a half. When the denominator multiplies by 2, that means that that piece is made even smaller. Twice as small. Okay, for the next one, we'll do the same sort of thing that we did before. I'll leave the denominators as they are. We don't need to multiply them like I did for the top one. So I'm just making this nice and straight. Okay. So again, I just want to make it go into thirds. I'm just using my little markers. You can obviously use a ruler, that would have made it so much easier. So if I'm saying this is a third, and this is 2/3, third, 2/3. There's my half. Half of a half, be 1/4. Something like that will be my 1/4. And halfway between these two will be over here somewhere, will be 3/4. So first one, 3/4, done. 2/3 here, done. 11/12 we'll get to in a bit. 6ths, 5/6. 2/3 is 4/6, so it just have to be another 6th after that. So if I divide up from 2/3 to 3/3 somewhere in the middle, that will be 5/6. Because this is 4/6 and at the end is 6/6. 5/6 has to be in the middle. 5/6. And now we've still got 7/12 and 11/12. Let's use different color this time. So 5/6 is the same as 10/12 if I just double numerator and denominator. But I need to get 11/12, which means it's going to be one more than that. And that means it's halfway in between this point and this point, because here is 12/12, which is obviously a whole. It's got to be here in the middle. So here is 11/12. Down that one. And now 7/12 is the last one we need to do. A half times by 6 will get 6/12. But we need 7/12. So here is my thirds. Well, we should know that it's going to be only just a little bit over each section. So here's my thirds between these two lines. So it's going to be 6 is going to be in the middle. So a third is 4/12. And 2/3 is 8/12. Perfectly in the middle, we know that is 6/12. So it's got to be in between these two. Right in the middle there to make it 7/12. So that would be the order of that one. Hopefully that is clear enough. It's made a lot harder without calculator. Like I said, with calculator, it's as easy as numerator, divide by denominator, multiply by 100, and then you can roughly see whereabouts they are from one line to another. We had a line here that is at 0, we have a line there which is at 100, line in the middle is at 50, 3/4 will be 75, 1/4 will be 25. It's very easy to see where everything would need to go. But yeah, let me know if you've got any questions.